Hey everyone, we're going to be talking to you about The Captain is Dead. Alright, to win a game of Captain is Dead, players are going to need to be able to repair a jump core and get it all the way up to the engage section here on the board to determine your difficulty. It actually has the different levels that are listed on here. For example, we're going to play a normal game. So we'll start off by placing the jump core indicator, which are these little bars here, right on top of the normal section. Shields are going to be placed at 100. If these shields ever get all the way down to 0, we lose. Or vice versa, if there's ever 12 aliens on the board at one time, which are these little representations. Now the miniatures and the standees, I guess I should say, are actually pretty cool. I think these are... I think if they were miniatures, I think it would just be kind of a waste. Like, there would be no point to actually having miniatures. And I think sometimes games come out with these games, or companies come out with these games, just to have the miniatures out. Like, I mean, all the time we see these huge miniature-ridden games, like from Cool Mini or Nod, for example, with just tons of miniatures, but not much gameplay. Where The Captain is Dead has a lot of cool gameplay in a small footprint. I mean, like for example, here we've got the Admiral. It's kind of hard to focus in on there, but he's double-sided, so you get the front and the back. And I just think that's really cool. Now, it's easy to represent where your guy is on the board because you've got the colored bottoms, which correspond to the player card itself. Now, a couple things you need to know about the player card. On the left, it kind of shows you how many actions you have, what discounts you get for certain actions, and then also your player hand size. Also has your rank and any special abilities your character may have. Now, players are going to be given one of the colors at random, and you can't have two of the same, so like you can't have Cyborg, Scholar, and Science Officer on the same team. I mean, yes, theoretically you could, but I don't know if you really want to. On the back of each of these cards is also a player aid that kind of tells you exactly the breakdown of the different actions you can take. Like, so for example, you can move up to 2 spaces, or you can kill a hostile alien at your location, or you can carry another player 1 space, or you can give a skill or tool to another player at your location, or you could take a skill or tool from another player at your location. Now, these symbols right here on the right and left, for example, this action can be performed when there's an alien in your space. But notice it's the only action you can take with an alien in your space. And these ones are if your character is wounded. So if you're wounded, you're limited to either moving or killing an alien. If you're with an alien, you pretty much have to kill the alien. So there are some characters that actually kill aliens pretty quickly. Like, for example, you've got the... Let me find him here. The soldier. Says you may remove all hostile aliens at your current location for 1 action. You remove all hostile aliens at 1 location at the security station for 1 action. So with 4 actions, a discount of the blue and the red for the actions, other actions you're going to take. So let's talk about those now. So around the board, you're going to notice that there are different locations that you can go to. And there are arrows corresponding to different locations for these card slots. Now, each of these card slots are actually very, very important to the control of the system. So, for example, let's say you are at the teleporter, and the teleporter is currently online. Well, the teleporter, for 1 action, you could do this with your wounded, you do this from any location, and you can also do this if there is an alien in your space. You could teleport any player to any location, may be used from any location. Now, what's really important about this is if this teleporter is here on the space and it is in the online position, no matter where you are on the board, and you know, hey, you're coming up, your turn is next, and we need to make sure you're here. For 1 action, I can teleport you anywhere you need to be, which is actually pretty important when it comes down to the strategy and moving characters to where they should go. But the problem is, what happens if a teleporter is destroyed? Well, if the damaged. If the teleporter is offline, you need to spend an action as well as 2 of the orange cards to be able to repair the teleporter. Now, let's go back and let's talk about one of the characters, and let's talk about the Chief Engineer. Now, the Chief Engineer, you notice here, gets a discount for 2 orange. So, essentially, to repair the teleporter, it just requires an action. Now, what happens if you need more? Like, for example, let's say we have the first officer in the teleporter room to try to repair the teleporter. It's going to depend on the number of skill cards that you have. So there's science, there's engineering, there's tactical, and there is command. So the 4 different colors are corresponding to the different things that are going to happen of what you need to do. So for example here, let's say we're talking about we want to go to the captain's journal to try to get a battle plans card, which is a pile of these cards here. And the battle plan cards are very, very important if you're going to succeed because they give you really special abilities. Like at any time, play this card on any roll that does not already have 2 tactical discounts. Give it 1 additional tactical discount for the remainder of the game. So, I mean, that's huge. But the player that draws this isn't necessarily the one that has to play it. So what's great about this game is you get these battle plans and they go out, for the players to be able to use. And any player on their turn can activate the battle plan, which I think is really cool. Now, some of the stations on the board you can never go offline. Like, for example, the research station here, it's always online. But to use, you can spend 1 action for of the research to research 1 anomaly. Now, what exactly is anomaly? Well, when it comes to the different problems that are going to be happening on the ship, you have this pile of cards. Now, you've got the level 1 cards, you've got the level 2, and then you also have the level 3 alerts on the bottom. Now, each of these color decks gets shuffled individually. You're going to start the game off by having 2 out because your external scanners, when that is online, your external scanners are going to be able to reveal the top 2 alerts face up. Okay? If this is damaged, we discard the face up alerts. Okay? Now to repair it, it's going to require the tactical in 1 action. Now if it's destroyed, oh no, it's even harder because if the external scanners is completely destroyed, it's 2 actions, 2 tactical, and 4 research. Now, research is one of those things that's like, man, you've really got to have the research to be able to not only worry about anomalies. So let's get back to that. So there are different problems that are going to happen along the ship. Like, for example, you may have this increased gravity card, which is an anomaly. Now it says move 1 space for 1 action instead of 2 spaces. Teleporter is unaffected. If this is a 2-player game, discard this card and draw another. So, man. So every time you move, you can only move 1 space. So we're talking from the bridge to the hallway. Then the hallway to the armory. That's 2 actions as opposed to 1 action to get all the way to the armory. So when I first started playing this, I was like, man, I can move 2 spaces. I can pretty much get anywhere I want. Yes, you can. But when you're talking about all these alerts that are going to happen, because after your player goes, your turn goes, you're going to draw the next alert in the line here because we have the external scanners online. It's going to tell us that we can add 2 hostile aliens to the science lab. All players in the science lab are injured. So if you're injured, you're going to lay your token down. And I'll be limited on the type of actions that you can perform. This is a really interesting, fun, tactical decision game. It does suffer a little bit from the quarterbacking that can occur in games, but let's go back out and we'll talk about my thoughts on the game. Alright, so as you can tell, that's not a full-blown rules explanation of the game. It's just kind of showing you the components and, like how the board layout works and everything. If you want a full video on the rules, be sure to check out our PC review for The Captain is Dead, where we actually go through a full rules tutorial as well as a run-through for a full game. I gotta say, make sure I mention, I am not that good at the game. So, spoilers, we blow up. So, anyway, as far as component quality for this game, I think is actually really great for the price. For $50, this game to me just knocks it out of the park with component quality, the colors, the pop, the cards themselves are fantastic. I love the little standees that are the see-through. I think that's great, and I love how the game looks as far as the art, and that's just me. I know some people are a little put off by the simplistic art design, but I think it's great. And if you're a fan of Star Trek, you're a fan of Star Wars, you're a fan of like the board game Pandemic, I think this would be the right game for you and your group. It does play solo, so I think that's got some great legs there for not only the individual gamer, but also especially with what's going on right now in the world. The last thing I want to talk to you about, there are a couple expansions for this which I have not yet played. I am very intrigued by what they are. One is where you're going to be going down on like a planet, and then one is which I haven't read too much about. It's called Lockdown. I'm not even sure if it's out yet, but I'm eager to give these all a try, and I would like to see if it kind of like bridges out a full story of the captain and how he died, and maybe he's not dead. I don't know. So, but the game is an absolute blast to play, and I really think you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you did not pick this one up. So until next time, this has been Will from Mature Minded Gamers. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We could really use your support as well, so join us on our Discord. Join us at maturemindedgamers.com to find out all the information about everything we do here on the channel. So until next time, everyone stay safe and take care.